And joining us is Bandolero outlaw driver down at Seekonk, among one of the couple of tracks he runs at. Bryson Robidoux joins us. Bryson, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Good. I'm glad to be on, I guess, here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to have you. You've been running this season down at Seekonk in the Bandolero Outlaws. First off, for somebody listening who might not know a little bit about the series and what you're doing, the car, tell the listeners about the car you're running and the series you're in.
So the Outlaws are a division that runs at Seekonk, which there's like two divisions at Seekonk. There's the Bandits, which is the group of younger kids, and the Outlaws, which I'm in, which is the older kids. And the cars are kind of like mini lawnmowers, but we're actually pretty fast.
So, hey, Bryson, it's Paul. How you doing?
Hi.
Hey, I get something off my chest right off the bat. You're my kid's favorite driver. All he does is talk about Bryson Robidoux. It's almost too much, but I'm glad he follows you. He's seen you at Star Speedway. He's seen you at Seekonk every Friday night. It's really cool. The one question I got for you is, so you race down there with your brother, and you guys are battling, and you're battling another set of brothers, the Vanessas.
Cousins.
Oh, they're cousins?
Ryan and Colin.
Robidoux and the Vanessas are cousins. Okay. So what's that like with the rivalry down there between the two sets of brothers?
With me and Brent, it's more like we have to beat the Vanessas than actually race them.
Yeah, that's right.
Me and Brent don't have a rivalry, but it's more like when we get home, it's who does better.
Yep. No, it's fun to watch, man. I'm up there Friday night, turn 4, watching you.
You talking about a rivalry, Bryson. Do you tend to give your family members a little more care and respect on the racetrack? Or I know you want to beat them, but if there's rubbing, there's racing, right? So do you have a different type of driving etiquette when it comes to racing your family at all?
I really don't. It doesn't matter who it is. I race everybody the same, but I usually use Brent a little more rough than everybody else.
I love it. I love it.
So talk to us a little bit about this season so far. What have you learned out there? What have you kind of, continued to progress on? And obviously, are you having fun too?
It's fun, actually, because I've done a lot of races, and it's only my second every year. And it's always fun because I've learned so many things, and I race against people that have racing for a lot more years than me. And all these new tracks, I learned so many new things. Like, I almost won at Star. And at Hudson, I finished third. And the first time at Hudson, I hit the wall. It's not that good.
Yeah, that's tough. Now, I could be wrong. Have you found Victory Lane yet this year, or are you still looking to get to Victory Lane?
I've not found Victory Lane yet. I've come close many times. As Paul said, he saw me at Star, which I finished second at. Then I finished second at Seekonk again. And then I finished second at Seekonk again. And I have not. I've been close this time, but hope this week we can do it.
What do you think you need that just to get to that finish line? Is there something you might be missing, or is it just the racing and your competitors are pretty good?
I think I'm as fast as them. I think I don't have as much experience under my belt as them.
What has been the biggest learning moment as a young driver? What is something you go into each race and just try to make sure you work on this to be a little bit better than you were the last?
In the second race of the year at Hudson, we were struggling to find the car. We were just struggling all day. And my dad tells me, well, before we go out, don't wreck the car. We'll try to work on it next week. I'm running mid-pack, mostly like 6th or 5th. And then my dad mostly watches Brent. He's up front most of the time. And he looks at the corner of his eye. The caution comes down. It's for me, who's stuffed in the fence.
So try not to hit the fence next race is, I guess, the key on trying to finish better, really? Just keeping it out of the wall?
Yeah, it mostly is. But the learning part, I think I've learned on most of the races that I think I'm just getting better and better over time.
Good.
So, Bryson, they've paved down Seekonk this year. And the outside groove has come in even in the Bandoleros, because I've seen young Ryan go to the outside and like take half the field on the first 5 laps of the race. How do you feel about being up on the outside there?
The outside is fun at some track. Flat tracks, it doesn't work really, but I've done a race this year where I've battled like half the race on the outside. And there's really, if you're side by side with somebody, the outside lane works. But when you're in a pack, it's kind of like Talladega. You need someone on the outside to keep up with.
Right.
So, Bryson, talk to us. Tell us maybe who some of the guys you look up to are, racing, whether it be in the Cup Series on Sunday, Truck Series, or even guys at Seekonk. Who do you look up to in the car?
I mostly look up to like Ryan Preece. I've seen what he's done around here a lot, and like a Northeast guy who's gotten the opportunity to drive for Stuart Haas, and he's actually good this season, mostly if he doesn't wreck. And I kind of look up to him. I've met him once at Seekonk, and it was actually pretty cool. I look up to him a lot.
Cool.
So, Bryson, couple of quick questions. What is the top speed you've ever hit, and what got you into this? Like, you sound young. I mean, I'm old, so anybody sounds young. What inspired you to get into racing?
My family. It's just kind of been like thing. My dad's raced. He's raced trucks and pure stocks. Then a couple years ago, my brother said he wanted to race. I tried at first going out for a practice, but I didn't like it. Then I sat out for a couple years. Then last year, I said I'm ready to race, and we did an open practice, and I figured I was actually good at it. And we went into last year thinking, oh, he's not gonna be that fast in the back. But I came out in the first race. I finished 7th, so we were actually pretty good.
Right.
So, Bryson, I watch you Friday nights. I'm up in turn 4, and I'm gonna tell you, I think you're really close to winning. And I think you just got to stay committed to what you've been doing, and you're gonna do it because you really have your head about yourself in the traffic, and you got a really fast car, man.
We're mostly fast every week. I usually get caught up in something, but I think this past week we had a chance at winning, but I think I just couldn't get there in time.
Bryson, what is something outside of racing, what is one thing that you really are passionate about and something that you look forward to being a young man? I know school's probably starting up for you pretty soon. Outside of racing, how do you like to occupy your time?
I usually do, if you don't call this, I race and I do baseball.
Nice.
That's mostly what I do.
Cool. So the final question we have here for you tonight, Bryson, is there anybody you'd like to thank, whether it be family, sponsors, who's on the car for you? You got to get those names and plugs out there.
I'd like to thank my whole family, especially my brother. My family's mostly not all the work, especially my dad, who's put hours into the car. And Rich Helger from Helger Southwest Power Equipment, he's been really good to my family for letting my brother borrow a chassis and letting me borrow a chassis after I wrecked. Jariah from Finish Grade Excavating, my Uncle Billy from Smart Apartments, and Ed from Sign by Six Rig. My car looks so good.
Excellent. Driver of the number 38 Bandolero Outlaw, Bryson Robidoux.